Alright, guys, I'm back. Back to talk about the Switch 2 this time. Yes, I'm going to be talking about the Switch 2 and all that, and all the commotion apparently going around with the Switch 2. Because I will say that this has been rumored for a while now, that it's supposed to be coming out, but we haven't really got much information on it until the last few months. So I want to kind of talk about this. I want to talk about the Switch 2. It's actually nice to be able to talk about something else besides, Hollywood and something, for once, for, new stuff. Just because, I'm like, I feel like I'm just basically repeating myself at times and all that, I'm like, I kind of like talking about other things too. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Switch 2 and all that. So let's talk about the Switch 2. So as you guys know, the original Switch has actually been doing very well for Nintendo compared to the Wii U, and past consoles. The Switch 2 has been performing very, very well, making it one of Nintendo's best consoles. I don't know if actual system consoles. I don't know if I would say handhelds or not. I mean, I guess people do classify this as a handheld. Surprisingly, they don't classify the Wii U as a handheld too, because I figured you play it on the tablet too and all that. I've seen some ranking videos do that where they rank the systems and all that. But they rank it, but they don't like on the system part, but not the handheld part, like the Switch. Yeah, I've seen some YouTubers like Nathaniel Bandy and all that do that. He's a pretty good YouTuber, you should check him out. But yeah, I kind of questioned that when he was ranking this stuff. But, that said, though, yeah, the Switch itself has done very well. I don't know, like I said, if it's outsold the DS or not, because the DS also sold very well compared to the 3DS. And I'm not entirely sure if they're counting the DSi as part of the DSs or not, because you had the DSs, the DS Lite, and the original DS, the DSi. Then they moved on to the 3DS and all that, but the DSi itself, I don't know if I know the DSi itself was a different console. Well, I mean a different handheld. It was the first of its kind to actually feature an actual shop, which sadly got shut down back in 2016. Which I don't know why Nintendo does this. I feel like they could well, I mean, I guess trying to run multiple systems could be kind of hard, but I'm like, it would be kind of nice to have access to these games without having to mod your system and all that. Plus, younger people can experience this stuff, that'd be kind of nice. Yeah, because a lot of these games, too, are not getting ported, to the newer consoles because of licensing issues and all that. There was actually a Katamari game that was on the DSi shop, but it was only available in Japan for some reason. So you got stuff like that too and all that. So it's a mess. It's a huge mess. But I guess if there was problems with licensing issues, they probably would have taken it off of there. But that said, I will say though, they actually do, they do still, have the Switch shop and all that, although I will say it's not as good as, because I don't there's no music on it, there's hardly any games, mainly because I think Nintendo is banking on Switch Online, which is more crap you gotta pay for every month. Because I saw that, honestly, when they were closing down the Wii U shop and 3DS, I was getting some of the games on there, because I'm like, I'd rather get them on there than have to pay for them, every month on the Switch. Plus, some of them might run different too. But the thing is, though, with the Switch, I will say, in my opinion, I think the console is overrated. I think it's a very overrated console. I don't hate it. I shouldn't say, list it, compare it to other, because I haven't played a lot of games on it. I played some, I played Luigi's Mansion 3, and I played, the 3D All-Stars games and all that, which, by the way, were delisted after, a certain amount of time. For some reason, they couldn't just keep them on there, PlayStation's doing the same thing with their anniversary thing. They're gonna get rid of that stuff after a while, because right now they're celebrating their 30th anniversary. I don't know why companies freaking do this stuff. Why not just let the crap be around forever, or especially stuff that's not really easy to be available. This is something that I know that Disney did with their 100th anniversary with their DVD set. And although I will say that was freaking horribly expensive, and I was actually going to buy it, but it was too expensive and all. It was I think a couple $1,000. I was like, I'm not paying for that. I can get a lot of these DVDs, cheaper at other places, like pawn shops or something. So I just didn't bother with it. But I will say, at least, it was something they already had before. They already had it before. So it's actually available more. This stuff here it's not available and all that. So you get access to it for a limited time and all that. So it kind of sucks. But I do have the 3D All-Stars game, and technically, since it has a physical copy too, because the digital one got shut down too. I actually have it, and I will say the ports. I have all 3 games, and I will say the ports are not as good. They're not as good as the originals. Galaxy probably being the best one of the 3, but I will say it's not as good, because I think trying to play well, I mean, you don't have access to characters for your profile and all that, and there's also a cool thing a lot of people don't know you can do with the title screen, that you can make it light up, because I think you have to actually push 2 buttons to make it to actually go into the menu and all that. So that's a pretty cool touch. But the game definitely felt kind of like it was rushed, and all that. But it's one of those games I play and all that. But I have not played a ton of games. I played a lot of remakes. Because that's the thing, though. The Switch, I think the reason why it's doing so well too is it has a lot of remakes. And some of them are well, I've heard mixed opinions. I heard some of them are actually better than the Wii U and other console versions, and some of them are not very good at all, or are okay but could have been better. It's the same thing going with they also have a port of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon too, and I've watched a playthrough of it. It actually looks like a very good game. They fixed the graphics up and all that, but honestly, it does not look as good. I mean, it's not really worth $60 and all that. They also patched up some glitches and all that, and I thought were kind of cool on the. I just found that out watching somebody play it. They did glitches. They patched glitches up on there, which doesn't surprise me, But a lot of people like to also go back to older games and play, with the glitches. But some people don't care and just want to play the game too, I mean, I'm gonna get the game down the road, but it's $60. I'm not in a hurry to get it right now. Even with the Switch 2 coming out, because, well, they haven't really announced it yet. That's the thing. They have not announced the Switch 2. And that's the thing. That's kind of what I want to kind of talk about. Because the whole reason why I think original Switch has done so well is because it's got so many good games. But that said, a lot of those games are also ports from older consoles. Like I said, the Wii U is a big thing with that. They had a lot of good games on it, but they got ported. Like all the good games, there's still some good games on the Wii U that didn't get ported to the Switch. I don't know if they can. That's the thing, though, because I've not played some of these ports, but Mario 3D World, I actually watched a ranking video on the stages with Nathaniel Bandy 2, and I saw that they taken out I actually have the game, but they taken out the feature and all that allows you to blow instead of platform is what I was looking at. Because I played the original one on the Wii U a lot growing up. Or I guess I should say when I was older, because I was already older when that came out. But I will say, I will say that I'm surprised it took so long for it to get ported. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe not, because they probably had to make it work for the Switch, so. But I heard the characters are a lot faster too, and that I don't remember, because with him ranking the levels and all that, I did not get a close look. So I don't know if they're all, how fast all of them are, but that's pretty cool too. But there's things like that they kind of, like I said, they change and all that, but there's some of them, like I said, Nintendo Land, I don't think that's going to get ported to the Switch. It's actually starting to go up on price, but it's not going up yet. But I would say, if I were you guys and you see this video, I would probably start collecting Wii U games, because I do feel like a lot of them are not going to go to the Switch. Now, if they go to the Switch too, then, that might be a different story. Because I've been hearing it's going to be backwards compatible, is what I've been hearing. Honestly, though, I don't really know how I feel about that, because I'm like, it feels like they're going to be going down the Wii U route. They're gonna be going down the Wii U route, and that's the problem. I feel like the Wii U, honestly, the Wii U is a really good console. Its games were not the best. Again, it had some good games. I actually own quite a bit of good games. I even own the Luigi U, the green case version. I own that one too. That's actually going up on price. I think that one's going to keep going up, because they have it for the Switch, because they ported New Super Mario Bros. 2 to the Switch, to the Switch, which I don't know why they, out of all of them, why they ported that one to the Switch. I guess so that maybe they can make money back on it. I don't know. I feel like instead of porting it, why not just put the crap on the shop? Or if they're going to port any New Super Mario Bros. Game, to port the original one. They should have ported the original one to the Switch. That would have made more sense. They could have updated the graphics and all that in it. Although I will say, this might sound like a funny thing to say, but I will say I think the DS version actually has it has a lot of pixels in it, but I don't know, I kind of like some of the graphics, in the poison swamps, because they started introducing the forest worlds and all that in that game and all that. Well, Super Mario World had a forest theme too, I believe. Because it had the little lost area, but it didn't have any poison water or anything, and they made it look more like poison, liquid, and not lava. They kind of ruined the way it looked in the other versions. And I will say the lava kind of looks more kind of pixelated in there, but it looks kind of, it looks kind of better this way. The HD kind of makes it look more it makes it look more like goo or something, and less like lava. But, I don't know. There's a lot of things they could have ended up, there's a lot of things they could have ported that were probably better than that, but I'm not gonna question it. But I have heard people say, though, the game's not as good as the original. It's got, the controls are kind of worse on it and all that. But I can't really say it because I have the Wii U version, but not the Switch version. Because I'm like, I already have the Wii U version, and by the looks of it, all they did was add Toadette. So I was like, I don't want to buy it, you know. I'll probably end up buying it because I want to do comparison videos, but I've heard some problems with the game, so I might actually get it just to have it, you know, because that would be kind of nice, you know. But yeah, that's kind of the thing there. They kind of, you know, I don't know, they kind of have that, you know, and just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, I'm like, that there are some problems I've heard about the game, and I actually seen people play it on the Switch version, and it looks like they like added more time on Luigi U, you know, the 2013, you know, version of the game, you know. They actually added time to like some of the characters like Toadette and all that, so they kind of ruined the freaking point of the game, you know, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. I don't really know what to say there, but yeah, I feel like I'm talking more about the games than anything else, like with the Switch 2 coming out and all. That's the thing, though. That's probably the biggest highlight. The other stuff on the Switch is not as good. It's not as good. Like, if it weren't for the games, I don't feel like this console would have done very well at all compared to the Wii U. The Wii U, I mean, I'm glad it did because it cost Nintendo a bunch of money. Also, I guess technically it cost the loss of the Wii U and 3DS shops too. They closed them down, and the Wii. They closed all that crap down when they made the Switch. I mean, they probably would have closed down the Wii U shop anyway, I believe, but I'm just like, I freaking hate that they did that, you know. And I mean, I've heard people are trying to get it back, but I'm like, again, why would I want to? I mean, I'd rather have Nintendo do it than have a random person do it, you know. But I don't know if that's kind of considered stealing though or not, because technically they're not really supposed to be, you know, doing that stuff. But I probably might actually, you know, get some of the games because Nintendo kind of screwed me over myself. Because you know, I was trying to like, you know, buy these last few themes on my 3DS, you know, because you can buy themes, and they closed the damn stores down. They closed it freaking down, like early. They closed it down a couple hours early, so I did not even get a chance to like finish that up. I lost like $20 and all that. I mean, it may not seem like a lot, but considered what I get every month, which is like $40 for doing housework, yeah, that kind of sucks. And then, like, on top of that, the whole freaking Nintendo Badge arcade game, yeah, they shut that down. But actually, a couple weeks before you know, they closed the shops down, they freaking shut that down. Because I was playing Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and they did that. You know, so that pissed me off. I actually need to go back and finish that game, but I need to get me another phone stand, but I'm going to try to get my room figured out first, though. Because my room, I got all my Legos and stuff on it, but I do want to get back to that stuff. I do want to get back and finish that stuff up, because I don't like leaving my videos just like that. There's some in the past I'm going to have to leave right now because of the type of stuff I have on there, but like the new Super Mario Brothers Wii games, you know, I have to like, you know, do that because, again, I don't have access to, well, I got my capture card thing, but it's not working for some reason and all that, and again, you take technology to people and anymore, they don't know how to do it. Like, why have a freaking electronics section in your store if you can't do crap about it, you know? I don't get it. I just don't freaking get it. It's frustrating, but that's kind of why I'm stuck with problems on my other phone, too, because I can't get people to freaking help me with it, because they don't know how to do it. All they tell me to do is, like, if I go to a phone store, they'll tell me to, like, upgrade my phone, and I'm like, that's what I did, and it's more problems. You know, I'm just like, I don't freaking get it, but yeah, I don't know, but I will say with I will say too, with the whole with this, with them, the Switch and all that, with the Switches, that, yeah, I definitely think the menu was definitely not as good. Like, there was not really any themes to it. Where the Wii U and the Wii had its channels, the Wii had its channels, and it had a shop and a weather channel and all that, which was pretty cool. Yeah, it had a weather channel. Well, the Wii U didn't. I mean, the Wii did. Sorry, yeah, the Wii did. That's what I was saying. Yeah. And then the Wii U itself they got rid of, they ported all the menu to the Switch. On the Switch, I mean the Wii U. So the Wii U had its very own menu, and it also had not only its own menu, but it also had they also gave it its own, like, Wii menu too. So it was pretty cool that way. It was a pretty cool thing. So you had all that stuff and all that on there, which is really cool. But that's the problem though. That's the problem is like it had its own Nintendo browser and everything, and the Switch does not have that. It has the Mii makers, it has the Miis and the Mii maker thing and all that, but it pretty much feels like they kind of been phasing them out, which honestly is probably not a very smart idea for them to do, because that was a big thing they did, and a lot of people were pissed when they made this new sports game too for the Switch, because I guess every single I think system for a while has had a sports game with like the Mii characters in it since the Wii. I don't remember if the DS apparently had Mii's too, but I don't remember if it had a sports thing too or not. But I didn't even know the DS had Mii. Well, the DSi had Mii's too, because a lot at that time I still didn't have, I basically, was younger then and didn't have a job and all. I still don't have a job now, but I'm just like, yeah, it pretty much feels like, yeah, they're phasing them out and all that to the Switch and all that. So I'm hoping the Switch 2 will bring them back. But my thing is with the Switch 2 is I think they need to fix it up. They need to fix up, add more stuff to add a camera, which I think I've heard rumors about that they're gonna add a camera. But again, these are just rumors. Again, it could be false information. But that's what people have been saying. That it sounds like it might have a camera on it, which is pretty cool. Have a camera on it. I also feel like they need to add the GameCube stuff. Like, they have not added GameCubes to the shop ever. Well, except some ports, but we have not gotten a lot of actual GameCube, stuff on the shop. And I feel like they need to add that too. I don't know why they can't just add that. I mean, the Wii had the GameCube function, so that makes sense. Well, the first time around it did, but they re-released the Wii, and for some reason removed the GameCube port. So some Wii's don't have the GameCube port because they removed it. I'm guessing maybe because it was costing them more money. I don't really know. Because I don't know exactly when they quit releasing GameCube games because of that. But yeah, that was not a very smart thing, I feel like, for them to do. But yeah, they have not really been adding a lot of GameCube. They have not been adding any GameCube games to their systems and their handhelds. Because some of these, like Nintendo, like NESs and all that, and Super NESs, you could actually get that stuff on the handhelds, but you couldn't get a lot of stuff on there. I don't think the 64 games were on the DSs and 3DSs that I'm aware of, but they did have them on the actual consoles, but not the GameCube games. Which again, I don't get why that is. I just don't get that. But yeah, they did have the 3DS showing you like titles and stuff on the Wii U. I guess to buy the games on the buy the games on the 3DS. But I'm like, I don't know why they put it on the shop then. I mean, I guess again advertisement, but back when the Wii U shop was still open, yeah, they kind of did that too, which I felt like was kind of weird. But yeah, I will say though, it sounds like we are getting some more information, and I definitely think it's going to be a sequel to the Switch. I think it, like, this image is not 100% legit. Like, it's not 100% legit. Because, again, it's kind of hard to kind of, say which is real and what's fake. But I'm going to say this, though, that, yeah, I hope that they actually add more things to this, because if they don't do this, I don't know what they're going to port, because they've been porting a lot of the games, they've been porting a lot of the games to the, again, to the Switch already, and I guess they could go with port more, but I'm like, I don't want just ports, I want, like, actual games. And we've got some actual games, but yeah, it looks like we're just getting a bunch of ports. We're even getting like Donkey Kong Country again. Like, this is like, I think, like the third time they've like freaking like re-released it. Like, I think they released it on the Wii U. I believe they had it on the Wii too. On the Wii, they didn't have HD graphics, but they had it on the 3DS. So I guess actually I don't know when Donkey Kong Country actually first came out, but it could be the third or fourth time they're releasing it. But I'm just like, freaking, again, just make new games. Freaking make new games instead of like porting the same thing over and over again. Unless you're adding new stuff to it, which I don't know if they're going to, because like I said, it's very hit or miss. And they need to make new games, I feel like. Because that's the problem with like what I'm worried about with the Switch 2 is, like, if they continue to go down this route, although it's made them money in the past, it's probably not going to make them money forever. I don't think it's going to make them money forever. Eventually, they're going to end up, like, again, having a problem where they're not going to have a lot of good games to port anymore. And they're going to run into this problem, especially if they're going to make it last as long as they did with the original Switch. I think that's probably why the original Switch lasted so long, is because it lasted so long because people it was selling very well. It was doing well for Nintendo. But yeah, I think they're starting. I think they are gonna start like releasing, the Switch 2 probably here soon. Well, I know a lot of people have been saying that, but I think it's true because we are getting to a point where a lot of the games are like, again, the games look like they're just being remakes or re-releases. Not a lot of good stuff. Like, I feel like we are getting to that point. I mean, we had some good games. I think like it was 2022, I think, right? I don't know if did we have a lot of great ones? Because I know they remade a couple of them. They remade, well, they added some DLC, I believe, to, they added some DLC to the, what was it, the, they added some DLC to the, games, like they added, the whole thing where, you can play more tracks, and I think get more characters. I don't know if they added that, because they've been adding DLC to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which in my opinion, I think is making it sound more enjoyable than the Wii U version. But that, again, it depends on what they add, I'd have to play both of them, and I played the Wii U one in the past, but not for a while, so I have it on the... I think I have it on the Switch now, too. I think I bought it on the Switch. So, yeah, I did. Because I have a feeling that game is going to get pretty pricey once this becomes outdated. But that's why I bought it. That's why I bought the game. I bought it because, I was like... Well, I mean, I'm not going to be able to sell this one, just because. But, still, I feel like... It's still kind of the case there and all that, but yeah, I don't know if the Switch 2 will again sell very well or not. That's the thing though. It's kind of hard to estimate, but Nintendo has been having a record with this kind of stuff. They've been having consoles that have been doing very well and some that have not. Like the original NES, that one sold well, and I don't remember if the Super NES did well or not, but the 64, I think, sold less copies than that, but it still sold a lot. The GameCube was a failure, although its games tend to hold up very well. But it holds up pretty well. But then you have the Wii that did really well. Then the Wii U flopped. Yeah, the Wii U flopped, and then the Wii U flopped, and then we had the Switch, which has done really well, but again, I feel like it's only done well because of the games. Not because, again, anything else. Because like I said, there's not really anything else to like. There's not really anything else, like, I feel like the menu kind of sucks. Like, there's not really much on your whole menu. It just looks bland and boring. Like, it's so small compared to, like, the Wii U and the Wii and all that. And you can say, well, it's a handheld, it's supposed to be smaller, but it's also a lot newer. And heck, some of the handhelds in the past, like the 3DS and the DSi, have more stuff on it than this. Like the DSi and the 3DS, you could actually get games that come with the console. The DSi, you have Nintendo Sound, you have its camera, and then you also have you also have Flipnote Studios and all that, and I think there's other stuff too. You even get like these math games on there, and I guess a math game, and I don't remember what the other one was. Which were pretty fun, But then you have the 3DS that has the camera on it too, but they actually add a video camera to it, which I don't know why the DSi didn't have, but yeah, they added like I guess at the time, maybe it's like before they started adding that stuff. But I feel like that would have been a very good thing they added with the DSi, add a video camera to it. But they did add it to the 3DS. They had Face Riders and Street Pass. Street Pass is one of the biggest things. The Switch has freaking like nothing. It has freaking nothing. I mean, they did make a very big improvement to the Mii characters. A lot of the characters look so much like you can add way more like things to your Mii characters. You can give them different hair colors than just like the standards, like black and blonde and all. You can actually give them green hair, pink hair, and you can also give the characters like different colored eyes, which is pretty cool. But that's pretty much again it. There's really not much else. Like I said, even the Switch shop is it's so just generic. I mean, you can still buy stuff on there, but they don't have, why didn't they give it music and all that? The other consoles have music. And as for right now, they're all still all exist. You can re-download games, but that's pretty much it, I just don't get it, I don't get why they did all that, they downgraded it, But the games is what made it sell very well. I have a feeling it sold very well because of the games. I don't remember which game. Actually, I think it was Breath of the Wild. That was a new Zelda game that came out first and all that too, which helped because the Wii U, their launch title was another new Super Mario Brothers, 2 and all that. That did very bad, but I will say I think the Wii U is still pretty good. I own both consoles. I don't hate the Switch. I hate its menu, but I do like you having it and all, and have access to some of these games. Even though I haven't played a bunch of them, I played some of them, and they're not that bad of games. It's just, again, I'm just more talking about the actual menu compared to the Wii U. The Wii U has a very good menu. That's what's funny. its library of games were not the best. Like I said, some of them were good, but they're not the best. Like, they didn't even have a 3D Mario, like an actual 3D Mario game on there. And they probably had, like, one of the worst received Mario parties ever, which is Mario Party 10, which I don't think that one, like, I mean, I didn't care for that one much, but, because they didn't have a lot of courses and all that, but, again, I haven't played a lot of the other ones, so I can't say, but, yeah, I would say it did feel like a big downgrade and all that to what I remember playing when I was younger, because I played some of these other ones when I was younger, I just don't remember. But that said, though, is, like I said, what are they going to do for the next console? Because I do feel like they actually have done more ports on this console than anything else. They need to do something else, otherwise this console is going to flop. I don't know if it'll actually sell as good as the original Switch, especially if it's going to just be called Switch 2 and look kind of like this. They need to add more stuff to the Switch. They need to add more stuff to it. And if they end up adding cameras like I heard they were doing, which is, again, it's hard to say, you know. I think they could probably make it work, but they make a lame menu and all that, and they don't sell like as much good games, you know, as the Switch itself. I think the console's gonna flop. I think it's just gonna flop. And I mean, yeah, like I said, the biggest problem is with the Wii U is a lot of the, you know, a lot of the games on the Wii U, a lot of them that flopped and all that were like Mario games and all that, because Mario at that time was in some of his worst years ever. I mean, they had Color Splash and all that, and I mean they were still making kind of like questionable decisions with Origami King on the you know, Switch version, but which I need to actually play these Paper Mario games too. But my thing is, though, they actually you know, like, made some questionable decisions on the Switch version, because they were still like they still didn't feel, it still felt empty. It didn't feel like an original game. It looks like they had a bunch of Toads in there and all that, instead of like having somebody else in there. But like I mean, they had like their own themed bosses and all, which was cool. But yeah, again, it looked very generic as hell. But I don't know. But I mean, they do have the Thousand Year Door now too. But I don't think that game is gonna. I don't know if it's gonna do it. It's doing as well as they were hoping, because they added the whole transgender thing into Vivian and all that, which I don't get why. I mean, people are so freaking pissed about it. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I will say people are probably just fed up with, you know, again, them putting this shit in stuff and all that. But the thing is, though, with Vivian, she was always supposed to be trans. She was supposed to be trans, and but they only did it in like certain like parts of the world, and now like they have it in the U.S. At least I think she's still trans. I've heard some people saying she might be a cross-dresser too and all that, which I'm just like, yeah, she's definitely not a cross-dresser. I'll tell you who is a cross-dresser is King Crocus on Super Paper Mario. He's definitely a cross-dresser, but he wears makeup and all that, looks beautiful and all that. That's what I consider a cross-dresser. Like somebody who clearly is a male, or they know they are, but they dress differently. That's what I consider a cross-dresser. Vivian is supposed to be trans, but again, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't get why people are so worked up on it. But I've had some people go on some videos and all that and like react to people saying that stuff, like how it's woke and all that, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely not woke. It's just like they're just they're returning something, you know, that, you know, like, well, not returning something. Well, they're returning a game, you know, from the GameCube era that was actually supposed to be, you know, what people were supposed to get in America, you know, so that's kind of why they did that. It's not because they changed it because of a certain demographic audience. It's because that's how she was originally, and they wouldn't air it up here, So, yeah, I don't know. I just think, again, it's so weird. I just don't get it, but there's probably people out there that are not going to buy the game because of that, but I'm like, I don't think Nintendo cares. And that's the thing, though. I'm like, that's what these, again, studios in Hollywood need to learn, too, that, like, you can't just appeal to a certain demographic. Because they are going to get rid of, I think a lot of them are going to get rid of the Disney, Disney's going to get rid of their, they're going to be walking everything back and not even put that stuff in the films and stuff anymore. But I'm like, that's just going to end up causing drama, too. Like just tell good stories. Who cares about, like, trying to appeal to an audience? You just need to tell good stories, It's okay to have the stuff in there because they can make it work. You just don't need it in there all the time. And that's what Paper Mario and all that and, like, other games are trying to do, But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we're also talking about getting the same franchise too. I guess that for some reason, again, the Koopalings are no longer Bowser's kids. They're actually adopted and all that too. They've been changing stuff throughout the years, and yeah, that's probably one of them I don't question. I mean, maybe the Koopa Kids one I do, but the transgender thing with Vivian I do not. Because like I said, she was supposed to be that way anyway, and then they kind of flopped it around, but I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and let things go from here, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect for the Switch 2 exactly, but we are getting some details. And I mean, well, to be fair, Nintendo itself, like Nintendo clearly took down some videos and all that people exposed for this thing. So that's how we know. Like I don't understand though why. Like, before I let the video go, I will say, yeah, I definitely don't understand why Nintendo needs to freaking take down people's videos. They're going to take down people's videos or post because freaking they accidentally exposed it. But, like, you guys aren't even fucking revealing the goddamn thing, I mean, this was like, they showed some images off, I think it was August or September and all that. Why does it matter if they're gonna, aren't you guys gonna reveal it anyway? I guess, again, it has to be maybe that they're paying other people to reveal it. I don't know. I just think the whole thing is stupid. I mean, yeah, I get, like I said, if you're gonna, reveal a console and all, you maybe want it, or reveal something in general, they want to keep it secret. But, maybe if they're in development of it or something, but it looks like they've kind of got it finished. They're just taking forever to freaking announce the damn thing. But I think they're going to have to announce it here soon, because I think the Switch has definitely hit its run. I don't think it's going to... I mean, they might make some more... Well, it looks like they're going to make some more games for it. Like I said, they have Donkey Country... a remake of it again, even though, like I said, we already had some. And then we have Metroid, a Metroid 4 and all that. I think that's coming out, but... not a whole lot of announcements, that they had. We haven't had any directs this year, but I'm just saying, but the thing is, too, is that you gotta be very careful on, how you announce your console, because, again, if it just looks identical to the other console, people might not want to buy it, But people might also look at the Wii U, because, there's a lot of people that never owned a Wii U that have actually been buying them. I've been hearing about that stuff and saying how great of a console it is and how much they offer. Even though, like I said, it said it has its problems. Again, the games are not the best on it, but it is backwards compatible with all the Wii games, all of them. I don't think any of them are region locked either, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. There is a problem, though, where, people have been having problems where, the console is not wanting to, turn on and all that, but they've taken it to Nintendo and they fixed it. So we know it's fixable. Even though I think Nintendo is also kind of cutting back on it, because, again, they have a lot of faith in the Switch, which is probably why they're making a Switch 2. Again, it made a lot of money, but again, I feel like they have way too much faith in it. And the thing is, too, if the Switch 2 ends up failing, they don't have a handheld to, like, to back them up. When the Wii U is failing, they still had the 3DS. The 3DS was still selling very well. They made a lot of different versions of it. It was selling extremely well. But if the Switch 2, ends up failing, then, I'm not saying it's going to fail. I don't think it's going to sell as well as the Switch 2, but I definitely don't think it's going to fail either. Like, maybe, I don't know, like I said, by the looks of it, it doesn't look like anything special, but again, this could be a Photoshop, thing too, like, because there are things like that, but there has been some people have been finding images and all that online because, some people exposed it early. But again, they could have maybe been finished with the console yet. But they need to probably be releasing this thing soon because, again, the Switch is I think the Switch is basically at the end of its life cycle. Also, maybe it'll keep it from them from porting more games to the freaking Switch. Just stop porting. Because right now they're porting so many damn games to the Switch and all that, like from the Wii U and all that. It's making people not want to buy the Wii U anymore. And again, like I said, there's more to the games than just with the Wii U. There's more games, more than just the games. There's the menu and all that too, and there's a browser and all that, which is pretty cool. It actually still works because I was able to use it. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and probably let things go from here, though. Because I'm actually going to I'm probably going to end up getting me something to eat because I'm hungry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, tell me what you guys think about the Switch. And do you guys have any other info on what they might have for the Switch 2? Because I'm curious to know. But for right now, this is all I kind of really know about it. I've been hearing it might have a camera and stuff on it, but like a camera, and then maybe like it might have actual buttons on the side, maybe. But I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get going now. See you all later. Bye bye.